The two blue wizards are those of legend in Middle-earth, and even though they are shrouded in mystery, they are two figures in Middle-earth whose tales many people want to know about. But Tolkien himself was unable to settle on a specific idea behind these two wizards, but we do have two different storylines about them in his writings. I wish we would have had some more direct information about them and their travels to the east, but all we can do is speculate on what exactly happened to them during their time in Middle-earth. With The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books being the first published writings of Tolkien, the first time we have ever heard of any other wizards besides Gandalf, Saruman, and Radagast would have come in the Two Towers novels when Saruman was talking with Gandalf, stating, "Yes, when you also have the keys of Barad-dûr itself, and the crowns of the 7 kings, and the rods of the 5 wizards." Nothing else was spoken about the wizards in the Lord of the Rings books. So who exactly are these other two wizards? Well, this is a little complicated as well, since they both are given two different names at two different points in time by Tolkien. They also have two different stories of origins as well. In Tolkien's early writings, these two wizards are named Alatar and Pallando. From what we know, Alatar possibly means aftercomer, as he was one of the two original Maiar to be selected to become a wizard and be sent to Middle-earth to help fight against Sauron. Alatar was chosen by the Valar Orome, and Alatar was able to convince Pallando to come and fight alongside him on this journey. The two blue wizards arrive alongside or around the same time as the other 3 wizards in 1000 of the Third Age. Sometime later, they head to the east alongside Saruman, but only Saruman returns back to the west. Little is known about what Alatar and Pallando did during these times. What we do get about them can be read in letter 211 that Tolkien wrote, and he stated this: "I really do not know anything clearly about the other two wizards, since they do not concern the history of the Northwest. I think they went as emissaries to distant regions, east and south, far out of the Númenórean range, missionaries to enemy-occupied lands as it were. What success they had, I do not know, but I fear that they failed, as Saruman did, though doubtless in different ways, and I suspect they were founders or beginners of secret cults of magic traditions that outlasted the fall of Sauron." So from what Tolkien says in this writing is that the blue wizards went into the east and failed at their mission, falling to the corruption of the world and probably creating their own cults of followers, which could have existed far beyond the Third Age, even into the Fourth Age as well. Now later in Tolkien's life, he changed some things about the blue wizards. In some of Tolkien's last writings, The Peoples of Middle-earth, he wrote this about the blue wizards. Their task was to circumvent Sauron, to bring help to the few tribes of men that had rebelled from Melkor worship, to stir up rebellion, and after his first fall to search out his hiding, in which they failed, and to cause disarray among the Dark East. They must have had very great influence on the history of the Second Age and Third Age in weakening and disarraying the forces of the East, who would both in the Second Age and Third Age otherwise have outnumbered the West. Now in this later version, Tolkien drastically changed the story of the blue wizards. Instead of arriving in the Third Age, they arrived 2,800 years earlier than the others and arrived in 1600 of the Second Age. They journeyed into the east and south, helping to stop Sauron's control and dominion in that area by keeping Sauron's eastern forces at bay. They made sure that the forces in the east and south did not outnumber the free peoples of the west, thus not failing in their task, but succeeding by helping out in a large way, even if unknown to many people. The wizards also had other names: Mori-Natar, or Darkness Slayer, and Ro-Mistamo, or East Helper. We don't know if these are new names for them, or if they are, for instance, elvish names like Mithrandir for Gandalf. Even with these two different stories, we get a good idea of who the blue wizards are and what their original task in Middle-earth was. I like the later version of the blue wizards in succeeding at their task in holding the forces of Sauron at bay in the east. Thanks for watching this video on the blue wizards, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all in that next video.